Hello everybody, welcome back. Frigid here as always. Took me a bit, but I finally managed to work out the scuff I was having with the stream, at least over on Kick. And in the case of Twitch, I'm not going to bother. It's between all, a lot of the various issues that have, well, some of the crap that's been going, that Twitch has been engaging in lately, not to mention the fact that Twitch has started acting like a needy, jealous girlfriend. Yeah, really not worth it. Been one heck of a week for me too. Last Saturday, I think it was, my AC broke. Right in the middle of a major heat wave. The high temperatures were in the 90s, and you cannot keep a frigid night at that temperature. Fortunately, they replaced it on they were able to replace it on Tuesday. In other news, I saved up enough ego shards to get the ring pointless student Yi Sang. Also did an extraction. Got this one. Huh. It's mainly poise-based build. Oh, well, it is a good thing that I saved up enough ego shards to get this one. The drawback now is that I'm not sure which identity to get next. I figured I'd get one that'd be good for taking on the Dreaming Silt Current in Kanto 5. But I'm not quite sure what would be a good identity for that. Either that or get this one. Mostly because, aside from those two, I have all the N-Corp identities. Game 1 Fnatic. Oh, this one mostly inflicts burn. That's a heal 50% less SP from winning a clash or defeating an enemy. 5 or more surviving units, including this unit, are in Corp Fanatics. They deal 10 plus 10% damage. I'm not sure how much this one would actually help against the Dreaming Silt Currents. Here, that one's a huge pain in the ass. But with how much nails it's able to inflict, it does combo very well with the other N-Corp identities, like the 3 that I have. Or I could just, get one of these or something like that when Valpurgis Noct rolls around again. Which I think I saw that rolls around about every 3 months, so I guess it's probably gonna be either next month or the month after. this one. So bleed and poise again. The Dreaming Silk Current fit that bill? Let's see if they reach defeated after this unit's attack. Gain 4 poise, 2 poise count, the gain. Oh, okay. Okay. Anything special about this? Yeah, this would come in handy, I guess. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure. This is kind of one of the other ones I think might be good. The one who shall grip, I think, is another that might be good against the Dreaming Silt Current because it's a minus coin identity, and so all that stuff of the Dreaming Silt, Dreaming Silt Current, inflicting sinking would actually work in its favor. Huh. Started anyway. I got him at level 30. Backed up by this one. There we go.
이거 참 설레는구려.
Oh. Crap. I didn't think I'd go up against this thing already. I did a run through the mirror dungeon yesterday, and this thing was the last boss. I only managed to beat it because I was spamming ego. Crap. Well, actually, I managed to beat it because it was spam. Huh? I managed to beat it as a result of spamming ego, and the fact that it kept accumulating burn stacks for some reason. Wait.
전투응대에 나선다.
My clash is better than yours! Too dicey. Gotta build up sanity.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
You gotta be kidding me! Fingers crossed.
비뚤어져 끓여.
Of course. Oh, come on! Should have brought along Faust. Fortunately, I don't have any good Faust identities.
관 짜야 해. 보내줘. 관에 넣어. 네.
Hmm. You gotta be kidding me.
전 준비되었어요.
가자.
A
죽이라.
win's a win.
지금은 두렵지 않아요.
One wonders how exactly a paintbrush makes for such an effective weapon. But then again, there's a lot of things in the city that don't make sense. Hello, CG.
찍었네. 이제야 완성되었나?
Oh crap. I did not think that through.
지금은 두렵지 않아요. 다음에 부탁해요.
점 찍었네.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
가까워진 바람의 끝.
Went flying off. Oh. I swear by my red capote, I will defeat you.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요. 최선의 방어를. 대범의 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 텐데.
Yeah, I managed to fix the kick stream.
겨우 다 처리했네. 설마
Turned out the issue was that
이거 물어내려고 하진 않겠지?
the bit rate I had was set too high. I guess Kick had to lower the bit rate that their servers could handle because of the increased traffic from, well, basically a lot of streamers doing multi-streaming to, among other platforms, Kick. So yeah, basically I had never changed it until, a few days ago when I found out that was probably the issue. That's the last time. They aren't going to make us pay for the damages, are they?
합당한 방어였다고.
Try to report that it was an act of self-defense.
하우, 내가
Oh,
말했던 거
darling, did I ever tell you this? You're just so...
아무튼 그거
How do I put it?
짱이야.
You rock!
깨달음이 느리신
We're
편이군요.
rather late to realize it. Yeah, man.
이상해요. 이
Something
환상태요.
feels strange about this
평소와는
abnormality.
다른 느낌이
It
들어요.
doesn't quite feel like the others we've fought.
평소라고 할 만큼 많이
Not sure if we even
겪은 건
have
아닌 것
that much experience in that department, but...
주위에
Well,
소리 지르는
I guess if the
기적보다
crowd
다른
around is
정도로
shouting and yelling.
어떻게 된 거야 이 환상
What's up with
친구들?
these abnormalities? How did they show up in the middle of the nest, and how did they get more horrifying?
끔찍해졌지?
Yeah, I suppose the Brazen Bull would be pretty horrifying, even when compared to the LF abnormalities of Lobotomy Corporation. If you know what what a Brazen Bull was or Bronze Bull, I guess, from the days of the ancient Greece, yeah, the thing was pretty dang horrifying. And I've seen that one in the mirror dungeons a few times too. Never in a fight though. What do you mean a few times? I saw it only once! Come to think of it, what was the deal with those abnormalities in the mirror dungeons that didn't fight us?
우리가 본 건 거울 던전의 균열을 통해서 엿본 환상체의 신상이자
Those were glimpses into the abnormalities' mental spaces and habitats viewed through cracks in the mirrored world.
그것은 굉장히 좁고도
It is a chasm,
불안정한 균이다.
incredibly narrow and unstable.
맞아요. 그래서
Indeed, which
함정과
only allowed for
상징과
limited
다른
interaction.
딴 건 모르겠고.
Look at that. All I want to know is, why are these so tough? That's as nasty as what we faced on the railway. Railway? I haven't even had access to the refraction railway yet.
확실히 그러하다.
That is certainly true.
게다가 환상체에게서
Besides, what is this sickening fluid dripping from them? Let's see. As the sinners pointed out, the abnormalities here were clearly different from what we've encountered before. This is... It oozes a mysterious liquid with a blue glint.
성분을 검토할 시간은 없으니 최대한 신체와
We have no
닿지
time to
않게
analyze its constituents, so we should be careful not to come in contact with it.
알아.
Yeesh, no need to tell me. I'm not about to smudge myself with that.
야,
Oi, did they say eat bad food off the floor or what? It's like they've got rabies. Above you, Mr. Heathcliff. Heathcliff was knocked to the ground, unable to resist.
관리자님, 아무래도 고생 좀 하시겠네요.
Manager, it looks like you have your work cut out for you.
제가
Please remember that I gave you my
기억해 주시기
ex-
바랍니다, 관리자님.
expostulation? I've never seen that word before.
총원, 전투 준비.
All men, prepare for battle. Figured it would come to this. I've come too far to be afraid of pulling dead sinners back to life. Let's beat him and head back.
걸작을 자아낸 마에스트로님이 어떤 평가를 내려주실지 흥분이 가시지 않는구려. 나를 점 찍었다니 격에 맞는 조언도 함께 준비하노.
Why did the recommended level go down?
목표 위치로 돌격 중.
Yeah, I figured it would be drones.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요. 최선의 방어를.
Tap.
나쁘지 않고.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
Oh, come on!
합격장. 돌아가면 의견을 나누지. 일리 있는 의견이다. 그걸로 하지.
대검의 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 텐데. 대검의 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 텐데. 인명 피해 없음. 기물 피해 경우. 완벽한데요? 소문이 퍼지면
No, takes too long to charge up. And there we go.
일 들어왔네. 플루, 가볼까?
Yeah, wait.
딜 들어왔네. 플루, 가볼까?
소재가 준비됐어?
And now it's starting to go back up again.
목표 위치로 돌격 중.
Actually, the delivery worker is pretty good. Yeah, I know.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
Oh, come on.
최선의 방어를.
점 찍었네.
See, along with any of the packs, the Heisho pack.
나쁘지 않고.
Also, as you can see, I got I finally saved up enough ego shards for reading Pointless Student Yi Sang. I'm still not quite sure which identity to get next. I was mainly thinking of one that really come in handy for the Dreaming Silt Current. Well, either that or the one who grips Faust. Oh. That's why it's hopeless.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요. 무덤을 준비야. 대검의 머리가 찢어지지.
Let's see, that depends on what type of archetype you want to build.
빠르게 치라고.
Let's see, but bleeds off the table because most of the best identities for it are they're not available. You just can't guarantee to get them. All right. Oh, the main reason I was thinking of the one who grips Faust about getting the one who grips Faust is because I have 3 of the N Corp identities. Ah, okay, because the previous season which was done is Bleed, yeah. There's plenty of other Bleed identities. See, honestly, in N Corp, there's like 1 or 2 identities that age relatively well. True, but I figured since I already have 3 of the identities, might as well get Faust's the one who grips identity. Probably Sinclair's and Marisol's and Corp identities as well, since they combo rather well. I mean, why use just one identity that's pretty darn good if one can also combo with some of the other ones that combo pretty well with it. See, well, it's just that he has the debuff plus coin drop down, and that's pretty rare. Okay. The current season is Rupture, so I would recommend a Rupture team. Okay. Rupture's it seems like a little tricky to build up, though, but then again, I guess that's not the point of it. Oh, great, it's back! Let's see. By the way, Malfaust super overpowered. Like, I'd recommend you try her out. Alright. I mean, this one?
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면
전원 집합. 이번 작품에 대해 논의할 시간이다.
Faust seems to have a lot of really busted identities. Place in the first slot? Okay.
빨리 다시 싸워야 해. 이러다가 진짜
따라가겠어요.
See, she needs other pack enemies because her passive, the more death rate that is inflicted on the enemy, the faster she gets her enhanced skill. Okay.
어디서 뱀 기어가는 소리 들리지?
That's the only other one I have, though. I think. See, the way the starting team goes is you have the pack identities, use a defense skill for speed. Okay.
소재가 준비됐어?
Also, 7 heat is an amazing passive for this team. 7 heat?
사후 처리로구만.
지정 보호 구역의 소요 사태 확인.
Oh, 7 Association Heathcliff. Conveniently, I have him. Conveniently, I have him. I figured it would be for a Rupture team. I want to save as many of Otis's ego shards as I can. Mostly because Otis has a La Mancha Land identity. Of course, I gotta wait for this season to be done. Wait, what? What other method? Which one? She's the only rupture identity that can apply a decent count if the enemy is staggered. Okay. Let's see. You know where the tickets are? You know, over here? Go to where you get the tickets. Odyssey's really good Rupture Identity. Season 5 exclusive. Okay. Oh, go to the... You mean the Luxcavation? Oh boy. Alright.
해가 내 얼굴을 물.
Nice being this. Okay. We decide. I mean, over here. And there's Marisalt and
해가 내 얼굴을 물끄러미 바라보고 있어. 눈을 감아도 마찬가지요.
관리자님은 승리를 위해 어디까지 내어줄 수 있으십니까? 어디까지?
wait.
자신을
You mean this? Let's see. Drive, go where you grind the grind. Read the set and notice that there's a second thing that says thread.
관리자님 같은 분이
Oh, hang on. There we go. Hang on. Well.
관리자님 같은 분이
Oh wait, no, it's not going to show through that. Hang on. Yeah, boy. I'm going to screen share and show you. Or you could just share screen caps. Oh, you get crying out loud. There. Exact same place where you get experience tickets. Okay. Alright. I thought you were, when you said tickets, I thought you meant extraction tickets. Why is it these ones become available so much earlier in the chapter? Especially compared to this one. Read the sidebar? What do you mean? I mean, unless you mean doing the unless you actually mean doing the thread excavation. Huh. Oh yeah, okay, do a boss here. Okay, so that's what you meant.
밧줄 단단히 묶어라.
Yeah, that one.
가자. 죽이라.
Don't know if you don't have me friended or if I just don't support Malfaust. I think I do have you friended, and I actually do have, because I do have someone who's got Malfaust in their support. No.
위험인물 발견. 대패게.
내 피분수.
Who's mine? Oh, mine has one extra ego. Okay. I know, such a big difference.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
Come to think of it, so, with level 5-30, Ricardo and the, middle brothers, or whatever the heck they're called, they do a lot of stuff that, oh, that was different. They do a lot of stuff that boosts their coin power. So, oh, oops. You know what? He gets stronger.
해냈어. 해결.
Anyway, so the yeah, like I said, 5-30. Since they give themselves buffs that boost their coin power, that mean Paralyze would be pretty effective against them, right?
위험인물 발견. 제압할게.
So how deep of what you know is of what you know is what's coming. I know what some of the nasty bosses are.
지금이 기회입니다.
Like, for example, I know that the Dreaming Silk Current is a really nasty one, in part because it tends to spam sinking. Except there's one problem: you would have to apply consistently to all of them. True. I'm not sure if there's any. I'm also not sure if there's any identities that can reliably do that either, which is another issue. And they have negative coins too, so it can also be a detriment. Ah, frack! Of course they do. Just when you think you've got a good strategy.
최선의 방어.
깔끔하게 물었군.
Okay, so Faust clash with that one. No. And it's kind of funny, Yukari Yakumo is not exactly all that fast in a lot of the games.
위험 인물 발견. 제압할게요.
Right in the solar plexus, if you will. Yeah.
네 필경스.
Which I guess that's also pretty funny because those guys with the middle finger tend to show off their muscles a lot.
보자 너.
Oh, of course. I don't get any of the envy skills this time. Actually, never mind. It's like a 12 base power negative coin move. Oh, that's manageable.
행동을 개시합니다.
The stars are twinkling. When they shine, the Limbus fall out of sight. If would the stars like? Also, the small fries are not what you have to be worried about. Yeah, it's Ricardo. He's the big threat.
해냈어. 해결.
Oh. Oh, shoot. What would you... look, the kick is working for us. Not for once. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't see your messages. There, Mizuki. It's not showing up in the multi-chat for some reason.
분들의 영지보호 의뢰가 끊이질 않겠어요.
Ah, boy. It's weird. It shows that it's connected to my kick chat, so I don't know why that's not showing up. My hair coupons? Oh! Yeah, there you go. Alright, you need to get on with this, though. Yeah, what does that do? Oh! Uptype 4, okay. Wait, Did I uptie him? No, it did not.
먹잇감이라고 생각했던 존재에게 사냥당하는 기분은 어떠신가요?
Hello? Anyone home? I heard on good authority that this was your hideout, so I wonder why you're ignoring me. See, Fang is pretty good. It was one of the first few identities I got, too. The child strode confidently through the dilapidated, rundown hallway of an old building. He comes to a sudden stop in front of a small door at the metallic stench of blood. The child raises his hand, soft and clean, unlike his outfit and the brutish manner in which he carried himself. He gently places it on the door handle. Excuse me, may I enter? His voice is bright and upbeat. But between every knock, his voice drips with murderous intent, so intense that it couldn't be masked. Perhaps whoever was hiding could sense it too. A barely noticeable sound of breathing seeped past the doorframe. Barely noticeable. But that hint of profound terror carried by that slightest exhale brought a grin to the child's lips. He simply could not help it. Aha, were we playing hide and seek? Pretend to be unavailable. Aha, I can hear you breathing, you know. If you won't open up, then... He has the rare debuff off of HP healing down. Let's see. Oh, especially at 4 because he uses a coin if the enemy has high enough rupture or if they're just a vampire. Ooh. Well, that could come in handy for Kanto 7. Still, there was no reply, but this silence seemed to have only emboldened the child. He slowly and casually lifts his leg, then kicked the door down. You leave me no choice but to let myself in. The door splinters open, and the blood fiend who'd been hiding it and listening from behind the door gets flung across the room. Must have been a 6th kindred or something. Here it is. The child smiles cheerfully at the blood fiend on the ground. See, actually, don't use them for 7. I use vampires to beat vampires. Fire with fire, as they say. Yeah. Send a vampire to hunt a vampire, like Alucard, for example. Oh wait, he's a Dampier. Dampier, whichever. Oh, why didn't you just open up when I asked you nicely? Hey, did you know it said the base identities? There's only one identity that refers to us, the players, directly. I remember seeing something about one of them, but I don't remember which one it was. Passively on the menu screen. Oh. Or maybe you mean specifically. Why didn't you just open up when you asked nicely? You give me no option, you know. It's not like we'll turn a blind eye and walk away just because you're holed up in here like a dirty little rat. How did you find this place? I'm impressed by the bond between you and your family. They knew the addresses of every single one of their relatives, including yours. Oh, Honglu identity. Let's see. The child lightly tapped a photograph framed on a wall with his hammer and took a slow look around the room. Let's see. There's a whole mound of letters on the table, while framed group photos with other blood fiends were placed around about the room. The Blood Fiend realized that something must have happened to his family. Something awful. They were forced to spill even his location then. Wait! There's been a misunderstanding. Can we talk first without waving that hammer in my face? Misunderstanding? Yeah, misunderstanding. I've never heard a human before. I always kept to myself, drinking blood only from humans who were already dead. Ah, the Ting Tang gang leader Hong Lu. Okay. Let's see, the Blood Fiend wasn't lying. Blood Fiends hiding out in this area were yet to hurt a human. They've been stalking the back streets, subsisting on stale blood from corpses. An inexperienced fixer on their first Blood Fiend hunt might hesitate upon hearing this, but it didn't matter to this child, who's been in the business for a while. Yep, I remember. That's exactly what your family told me. My children would never spill the beans on me, unless you... What have you done to my family? They had the audacity to bite a human. How uncivilized, So I employed a little ice-breaking trick grandfather taught me. Let's see. Look at the spark in his eyes. You mean this? And it worked. It really was a chatterbox. It started sharing all kinds of fun stories with me. Broke the ice. You just tortured my family. Oh, don't be overdramatic. I don't think it was that bad. At least, not enough to be called torture. Why are you doing this to us? We've never even made a blood bag. Not one. We just wanted to live. We just wanted to live a life like anyone else. Why are you doing this? What? Oh, that's... And the child started, then stopped himself with a scoff. Yeah, maybe he thought whatever he said wouldn't matter. So the child's answer to the Blood Fiend's cries were far from logical, almost flippant. Because you're a Blood Fiend. What other reason do I need? It's nothing personal, it's just business. What the hell? Oops, we've wasted enough time. Shall we begin? I hope to hear. And this is a lot from the faction that sees them as less than humans. Many stories for you tonight. Stories about your family. The child produced a silver bottle and swished it in front of the Blood Fiend. Then... go away! Get that thing away from me! What's so scary about this little vial of water? A drop of water falls through a small crack in the vial. As soon as the drop lands on his skin, the Blood Fiend begins to convulse, an inhuman scream escaping his mouth. The child continued to swish the vial in front of the Blood Fiend until he grew so exhausted that he couldn't even scream anymore. The child picked up the hammer. That sure was scary, huh? Don't worry, I'll help you forget this horror soon enough. As the Blood Fiend shuddered helplessly from the sheer horror engraved in his instincts, the child suddenly raised the hammer and brought it down upon his leg. Wow, you could be judged from a crushed leg. Your kind sure are persistent. Continued to pummel the Blood Fiend's legs with the hammer until they knew nothing more than shards of bone amidst a sludge of meat, so that he may never pursue a human again, so that he may never flee from hunters such as himself again. Instead of the concussion giver 90,000. Just... Then the child crushed his arm so that he may never grab a human. How? Then he held the Blood Fiend's jaws open and pulled his teeth out one by one so that he may never bite a human. Much blood have you drunk? To keep regenerating like this. What followed was a brutal, one-sided beatdown. You're holding out for longer than I expected. But struggling won't change anything. Why are you so cruel? I never attack a human. I live just like humans do. A normal life. The child shook his head in exasperation, watching the Blood Fiend trying to speak through his mangled gums and lips. What? Wait, you're serious? You are a monster. Beast filled with nothing but yearning for blood. You can act like a human, but your nature doesn't change. Sure, a few corpses might fill you up for now, but sooner or later you won't be able to stand that yearning. Besides, you have other sins to atone for, don't you? See, fun fact, in one of the Project Moon books, there's a man who is a blood fiend who doesn't know he's a blood fiend. I'm not quite sure why I posted something to the kick chat because it didn't type out a message there. What sins? I just want to live a quiet life with my family. Well, would you look at the time? Let's wrap this up, okay? With that, the child raised the hammer over his head and slammed it onto the blood fiend's head. Then again, and again, and again, until he could no longer regenerate. Until the sun began to rise over the horizon. Only when even the blood fiend's fingers stopped twitching did the child rise from his position with a hollow smile. Family, huh? See, fun fact, we have only actually fought one first kindred. That's a good one. I'm sure it mentioned the family only because it didn't know who contracted me for this job, but that's really funny. The child unfolded a tiny piece of paper, dipped his fingers in the pool of blood that filled the room, and drew a red circle. On the paper was a heartfelt request, a contract on the life of a blood fiend that turned one of their family into a kindred before fleeing. Will your real family no longer be your own after you get turned into a kindred? I suppose that's why he protested his innocence to the end, but the child produced several other pieces of paper, all yet to be circled, and read them. He found one of them that seemed particularly relevant to what the blood fiend said and folded it. Blood fiends are, at the end of the day, evil from the moment they are born. It's their nature. The child quietly left the building, red sun rising behind him. He may rest for a short while, but it will be long before he finds true respite. Beneath the surface of the city, blood fiends and their victims still skulked within. And whether he wished to or not, the child had to behold so many more things about blood fiends in his shimmering eye before he would be able to return. You mean his jade eye? Oh. Right.
혈기분들이 또 날뛰고 있나요?
사건을 끝내러 가볼까?
Just barely beats it. No. Ah!
너냐?
Crap. Oh, come on! She needs speed to gain coin power and she gets speed from her guard. Okay.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
최선의 방어를.
What she does. Okay. I was paying a bit more attention to what this thing does, because I remember when I went up against it in the mirror dungeon yesterday. Crap. When I ended up getting Expanding Sorrow, its attacks became even harder to defeat in clashes. How the heck did his sanity go down? Gain 3 Strider now.
개의치 않고 말씀을.
Let's see, one offense level for every 10% HP this unit has cumulatively lost this encounter. 3 Strider Mao, which does gain 5 haste next turn. Okay. If this unit's speed is faster than the target's by 2 or more, gain base power based on speed difference.
개의치 않고 말씀을.
There we go. Let's see. She's 10. She's 10-star blade. Use skill 3.
개의치 않고 말씀을.
All right. She has 2 different skill 3s. One if at 10-star and one if not. Oh, that's why. Ah, hell. I don't think I'm really gonna be able to stop it from getting 3 stacks of whatever the heck it was called.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
대검 방어.
He finishes off the skill with the Bishy Sparkle. I love it. Oh, that's convenient. Yeah, fat chance of that happening. Your one attack must be unopposed. What are these two, right?
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
Come on, stagger already.
문제는 처리했고
Oh, there you go. Oh, did catch the kick stream there. Hello there, payment. I guess pronounced Edward. So yeah, as long as you don't, as long as she doesn't have a counter, you're fine. See, as long as the prolonged cycles of pain came to an end,
환상체 제압이 무사히 끝.
the abnormality has been successfully suppressed. We can return to the bus now. It was a success that accompanied many deaths and revivals on our side, but I nodded anyway. We got back on the bus, harboring a few unanswered questions.
예상보다 늦었군.
We came back later than expected. I was just about to take my first nap in a while. I explained the oddities we ran into earlier to Virgilius. To be more precise, Faust did the heavy speaking. I was expecting him to coldly tell me to do my job as the middle manager and follow whatever orders I'm given, but his answer was surprisingly earnest.
환상체라는 존재가
The existence of abnormalities has been almost completely unknown to the public, and we don't possess all the details on them either, Dante. Didn't think you'd admit it right away. Faust flinched a little, but she didn't relay what I just said. Enigmatic as they are, let's leave Miss Faust and other departments of our proud Limbus company to uncover all the details of the future as we likely ought to.
그러죠.
Will do. Is Faust given any time at all to do some sort of research on this job? Seven Association, Heathcliff passive when he's on the bench is the better one. Oh! Okay. The mysteries were left unresolved, but if Faust accepted the suggestion without a hitch, that probably means she's thought of a way.
거기. 왜 아까부터 자꾸
Dude,
어깨를
why do you have your
움직이고 다니는 거지?
shoulders hunched over like that?
가뜩이나 조그맣던
You're short
덩이가
enough as you are.
어깨를 쓰고
This
다니니까.
shrunken posture makes you practically imperceptible. Oh, I thought she was talking to Sinclair.
다시 만날 수 있을 줄 알았어.
I'd hoped to meet Lord Siegfried again. Who's Lord Siegfried again?
한 손으로는 저희를 베어가면서
Wasn't that the man who took photos of himself while cutting us down with one hand? Right, that Zach Future guy. Ishwa was breathing audibly through her nose. The incident at the checkpoint must have left some deep grudges for her.
본인이 사람들을 구하는 모습.
Eager was I to show him my valiant acts of rescuing imperiled civilians.
나중에
I vowed that I shall meet him again as a fixer of noble cause.
약속도 했.
아이 그런 건 오랜 시간이 지난
Means are
후
more
제외해야
touched if it's
간격이
after a long
크고
time,
그런데
Don Quixote. Try thinking that it's a good thing he didn't show up today. It is strange, though.
고경꾼이 많은
He's not
곳에서
one to miss spectacles with this many spectators around.
아, 흔히 말하는
Oh, is he
연예인 같은
kind of like
분인가?
a celebrity then? You could say that. He has a flair for showmanship, so it's unusual for K-Corp to take advantage of these kinds of commotions by sending him. So it's usual for K-Corp to take advantage of these commotions by sending him.
하지만
But if he hasn't shown up for this perfect opportunity to draw the public's full attention, that means this isn't something they want people to notice.
실컷 프리드님을
I shan't take such vicious slander, Lord Siegfried!
냈던 자서전.
On the fifth row of page 42 of his autobiography, a hero should keep smiling until his last. He writes that he shall be there to aid the weak no matter when and where. Why does that sound a lot like All Might? Alright, you'd best hold that belief of yours dearly. Yeah, well, you'll have something to cling on to when you face the extreme in the future. What's that weird goop? Do I want to know what it is? Considering the setting, I don't think I do.
의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Man, why does Faust have so many busted identities? Yeah, you just now noticed that I got that ring points with student ID? Healing goo? I thought it was green, not brownish. As the futile conversations reached in killing goo. I thought that was reddish. Or maybe I'm thinking like the managerial bullets from Lobotomy Corporation. Whatever. As the futile conversation reached an end, the bus lazily pulled to a stop. We'd arrived in front of a building so tall that it would take a while to count the floors. A few shrank down as if intimidated. I understood Sinclair being one, but Heathcliff and Ishmael also seemed to be pressured. No new Yi saying ID. Huh? Okay. See, a few looked around with curious eyes, and some others walked and carried themselves as if they deserved royal treatment.
저희도 인지도라는 게 생긴 모양이에요.
Whew, I guess we've earned some renown. We're finally being invited to places regular people would live.
말해두는데 지난번처럼 터무니없는 의뢰랑 보수면 난 이 일에서 빠질 거니까 그렇게 알아.
Regular people, Hung Lu? I kind of life as that guy been living. Let me make one thing clear. If the request there was a lot of tosh like the last time, I'm out. Heathcliff ground his teeth, whether by Hung Lu's words or due to memories of what we got into last time we were here.
예상대로 조금 늦으셨군요.
Looking Jen? Oh, you're a little late as expected. As expected?
저자는
That man is...
다시 만나 뵙게 되어 좋군요.
It's a pleasure to meet you again.
참고로 이건
I want you to know that this is my heartfelt sentiment and not a formality. A familiar face I never expected to see again greeted us. I'm out. Already told you. Give it a moment. Let's at least hear what he has to say, okay? Let go. Do you ever get how it feels to have nightmares about doing the tango with raw chickens? Huh?
사실 지난번 의뢰는
That's quite the nightmare. Oh, okay. Let's see. I wonder if that's a full stop office ID. Journal chat, since I don't know where to put Limbus teasers. The Discord server is a work in progress, honestly. Currently, it's something like an Old West ghost town. There's no rules because there's nobody there. To tell you the truth, my last request was a test to measure competence. And you passed with flying colors. Congratulations. I mean this one as well. Oh, you did test it great. Yeah. That's of course. See. Oh, we already got full stop. Well, there's 3 people from the full stop office in Library Verena. Yeah. So since there's 3 people from the full stop office, maybe Yi Sang's getting the 3rd ID. Maybe. It's either that or our corporation, but there's been quite a few identities associated with that already. I don't know who else would be toting around guns. And the ammunition is pretty expensive in the setting. Look at Welp. That's, of course, at the discretion of Mr. Samjo, my shrewd secretary, so you must be from Limbus Company. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Dong Rain. I heard a lot about you from Samjo. It almost made me a fan. No, next develop is Lobotomy Corporation. Well, oh, you mean Walpurgisnacht. We get to see Dawn in a magical girl outfit. Yeah, that's gonna be something. I'm gonna have to get that ID. Actually, maybe that's what I should put up the ego shards towards. Fan, didst thou just say now that we have earned thine adoration?
립 서비스잖아, 돈키호테.
It's just flattery, Don Quixote.
솔직히 말씀드리자면
If I'm being quite honest, the test wasn't my idea. I mean, you aren't lab hens or anything, and you deserve better than involuntary tests.
제가 제안했습니다.
Indeed, it was my suggestion. Last season was full stop. Okay. You know, I'm wondering if... Okay, so Don Quixote's going to be getting the... You can't shard the current ones. Dang it! I've been foiled. But she does have some pretty broken identities. You mean Don Quixote? Yeah, so does Faust. It seems like Faust got one every freaking season. Indeed, it was my suggestion. I had reason to do so, as your Limbus company is a little known firm that could or could not be newly established. We couldn't take the risk of entrusting an unknown organization with a request on Mr. Dongrang's word alone. So that means you're requesting us? Ishmael asked for confirmation that this was indeed a direct request, her face seeming rather proud. Let's see, actually no, she didn't get that many broken identities. Although I suppose it probably, you can't argue that a good chunk with them are mediocre with the fuel fluid sac really well. It seems like there's been quite a lot for Faust. I mean, there's the one who grips for starters. See, Ishmael asked for...
그거야 당연하죠. 왜냐하면
Why, of course, because you all are... why don't I show you to my lab? There are many fun things to see. Changing the subject so shamelessly is only gonna bother us more. Sorry, are you really going to take these people to your laboratory? Why not? They passed your test, and they didn't they, Mr. Samjo? And if they've got the skills to take down what they called an abnormality, as we saw today. Aha! Thou hast heard! My traces of heroic deeds indeed make themselves known to the masses in no time! Woohoo! That's a fun way to put it. And you must be the manager. It was Dante, yes? May we speak for a moment? Faust tried to say something to Dong Rang, but he and Samjo pulled me far away by the time she stepped forward. Let's see, but if you go to season 5, look for manager Don Quixote. Yeah, I've heard that one's pretty busted. Also, Don Quixote's telepole ego is probably gonna really come in handy since I have her W Corp identity. Or you could just go to support because I think I'm supporting her. Yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah, this one combos pretty well with her W Corp Clint Crew identity. Okay, so that's Faust. Let's see, before every vampire you have on your team should get stronger. Teleport's good, but not best. I don't know. I'm not able to get Don Quixote's Mage of La Mancha Land identity quite yet, though. In fact, none of them are available quite yet. Yearning? Pursuance is supposed to be really good, too. Yearning, I think... Oh. Let's see. This unit's HP does not drop below 1 while using this skill. Let's see. +1 coin power for every 10 bleed on target. +1 for every 100 blood feast consumed by this unit. Less than 100 blood feast inflict 1 bleed with every hit. For every 3 turns, lose 10 SP at turn end. Polydipsic? Dang. Oh. That's a good look on her. I mean, I don't mind, but you two can't hear me anyway. I was too embarrassed to bring it up in front of the whole group, but actually, one of your employees was an old friend of mine. Oh, who is it? And he wouldn't give me a nod either. Perhaps he was embarrassed like me. It was a struggle to hide how disheartened I was. Maybe you weren't as close as you thought then. Wait, can you hear my voice?
이분은 정상적인 소통이 불가능한 분입니다.
Mr. Dong Rang, this individual is unable to communicate normally. It's like everything that lives. Must be another ego. Dang, man.
그래서 말하는 거야, 삼조씨.
That's why I'm speaking, Mr. Samjo. It's like I'm back to being a child, muttering my woes to a wind-up toy, don't you think? That was all a monologue? On the low end? Dang, man. What are you two even doing? It was mostly because of him that I decided to send my request to you. I could trust a familiar person better than a stranger. See, this is why I can't let my guard down for even a second. You're too easily influenced by the human attachment. So let me ask you a favor. Use your tact and consideration to pretend that you know nothing about the relationship between him and me, okay? You haven't even told me who that friend is. I could only let out a deep sigh and shake my head. The conversation that never got through ended as arbitrarily as it began. This isn't asking a favor. You're giving me a notice. We're at the laboratories aisle. Ordinary visitors would not be permitted to go any further. It says you've been invited by Miss Dong Rang. See, that is your need. It can heal too, but DPS is what it does. I will show you to the interior. Wow, I hoped I could work at a company as big as this. Then maybe you could have applied to one. Why didn't you give it a shot? You're joking, right, Rodion? I don't enjoy these companies. This kind of firm only accepts the very best of the elite. Like Faust or Yiseng, for example. Ishmael's remark gave me a good opportunity to bring up my earlier question. Yeah, why did you choose to join Limbus Company out of all the options you had? There must have been better place to shoot for.
저는 파우스트니까요.
What kind of answer is that? There's a certain energy in her confidently clarifying tone that discouraged me from asking another question. What about you, Yi Sang?
겉에야 돌아묻겠어.
Let me take the trouble of asking in return. Manager, why did you join the company you worked for? I mean, it's because I had no other choice.
귀하가 스스로 답을 내줘.
That should sufficiently answer your question. Wait, so is Yi Sang saying he had no other choice too? It looks like Ishmael wasn't exaggerating about the qualifications it takes to join in this firm. Let's see, he was not as good as her base ego, but a guy that hits like a truck. I bet. 4 unbreakable coins? Yeesh. Let's see. The laboratory was dominated by a stillness that could only be achieved with everyone in total focus.
봤어?
Dante! Look, there, you see that? The fridge is full of snacks. We could take 1 or 10, and they wouldn't notice. And we'd break that stillness with nonchalance.
챙겨가세요.
Take as many as you'd like. Mr. Samjo, pack some snacks for the break room into small bundles to give them later.
알겠습니다.
Understood.
대박이다 이스.
That's awesome, Ishi. Maybe we should quit our job and join up here.
들려요, 루자씨.
Everyone can hear you, Rodia.
아저씨, 근로
Rodion, the work contract says...
농담 파우스트 씨.
Joking, Faust, joking, see?
그럼
Let's move on to the request.
이젠 하다 외부인들까지
Ah,
회사 견학까지 시켜주는 거야.
she's
정말.
adorable. She deserves head pats. You're bringing assholes to the building now. What are you, a field trip guide, Dongrang?
잠깐 실례.
Pardon me for a moment. This is Shrine.
옆부서 팀장이 되어 제
Shrine, she's the manager of the department next to my colleague who joined the company at the same time as I did. Visiting me to hurl hurtful words takes up much of her daily routine.
회사에선 네 팀에 할애하는 복지비가
I figure someone's got to point out the massive drain on our company's welfare budget that is your team.
말을 해야지.
아,
Yeah, for all blood eating, it'd do 100% more DPS. I bet.
최우수 부서 트로피를 받아보면 알 수 있을 거야. 그치, 삼조 씨.
If you're wondering about how we spend our welfare budget, you'll see what the Department of the Year trophy is awarded. Right, Samjo?
최우수 부서가 받는 혜택을
It'd take a
전부
full day to list the
이야기하자면
benefits the
날밤을
department
새야죠.
chosen to list the benefits the department chosen as the best receives.
아, 둘 다 똑같이 재수
You're
없어.
just snobs, the both of you. Is that a rival? I do suppose excellence is followed by envy, wherever it is.
시기는 발전의
Envy fuels
원동력이니
advancement, as they say.
자연스럽게 참아줘야죠. 어제
Bullshit! It fuels advancement.
출연료 부서에도 돌릴까, 삼조 씨?
Competition fuels advancement. Envy does not. Also has an effect that makes it do even more damage after being used. Envy fuels animosity, pettiness, and resentment. So it's only right for us to show a little generosity for those falling behind. Sure to give some of the pies we bought from that store to Shreed's department, Mr. Samjo?
안 그래도 그럴 생각이었습니다.
I was planning to do so. I was planning to do so. The pepper, chili, lettuce, and curry flavored ones. Okay, unless they're pot pies, there's some odd flavors.
그것도 맛있겠는데?
그럼 마저 얘기를 해보죠.
Now then, let's get back to the main topic.
소문은 들었어요.
I heard the rumors. They're about a newly formed company collecting organic objects called Golden Boughs.
그리고 그
And those golden boughs are found exclusively inside the closed-down branch facilities of the Lobotomy Corporation.
황금가지의 존재는 어떻게 알게 된
How'd you
거지?
hear about the existence of golden boughs?
얼마 되지는 않았어요.
It was a recent discovery. We've been using a lobotomy,
연구실 근처에 로보tom이
so it's rightfully gained one of the
연구실로 쓰고 있었거든요.
one of the strongest egos in the game. I guess you mean it has rightfully gained the reputation of one of the strongest egos in the game. We'd been using the Lobotomy Corporation branch near our research facility as a lab until a few months ago.
그 끔찍한 곳에
You set up a lab in that horrible place?
하지만
But
전부
I thought they were all buried underground.
뭐
Well, I guess there were rare resources and documents they could use.
연구 대상에
Did the scope of your research include abnormalities? Why, certainly. No researcher could overlook such intriguing subjects.
그렇다면 연구원
Researchers must be all soft to the head if that's what they're interested in. Hold on.
너 설마
When you're mumbling rubbish and tossing a rock at one of them chicken heads, did you?
히스클리프 씨는 가끔씩
I will say, Heathcliff's unexpected fits of insight surprise me sometimes.
당신들이 우연을
You let us
가장하여
into dealing with the distortion in a coincidental encounter so that you could gather data for your research on abnormalities.
아,
Mr. Samjo here is no good at acting. I suppose it's due to his upright way of life.
평생을 올곧게만 살아와서 그런가?
You sure you mean upright and not uptight?
이해해 주세요.
Please understand, we had no means to clearly distinguish a distortion from an abnormality.
마음이
Person distorts when the mind crumbles to figurative pieces. Was it? That was a stellar figure of speech. Did you restore his crumbled mind back to health then?
무너진 마음을 대신 쌓아 올려주는 방법은 없어.
Actually, he undistorted, so that means that Cook should have an ego now. I don't know what it'll allow him to do. There's no way to piece together someone else's broken mind.
가르쳐드린
We
거예요.
merely showed him the way. It was the choice of the restaurant owner whether to stay there or take that path.
와, 당신 정말 많은 걸 아는군요.
Wow, you know so much. If I were just a bit younger, I'd have jumped and hopped trying to high five you.
언제든지 사양하죠.
Wait. Oh. Is he saying he's short? Or that he was? I don't know. You're always welcome to try.
부장님, 또 이야기가 새고 있습니다.
Mr. Dongrain, you're becoming sidetracked again. You're right. Alright then. Then one day, while we happily indulged in research in that laboratory of the Lobotomy Corporation branch facility, armed terrorists attacked the place.
그곳에서
It was all too sudden.
눈앞에서 폭탄이
You ever
터지는
seen a
걸
bomb
보자마자
set off before your eyes? It's quite the spectacle.
모든
It all
것이
starts and ends in a
한순간에
split second,
시작되고
just like the
끝나고
universe, isn't it?
우주 같죠?
I'd prefer watching high-speed footage of a bomb going off.
테러를 일으킨 세력은 어디였지?
Where are the terrorists now?
인원의 신분은 특정할 수 없을 정도로 제각각이며 목적도
Well,
불명입니다.
actually not so much a bomb going off, but an
모습을
explosion.
드러내기 시작한 건 최근이었거든요.
That's one of the things I liked about Mythbusters. The members have almost nothing in common, and their motive is unknown. They only showed up recently.
결국
In the end, the terrorist organization took over the laboratory Mr. Dongrain's team had stayed in. That must be when the lab was moved.
피해는 어느 정도야?
How severe was the damage? Dongrain turned his gaze from Yisang to the sporadically unoccupied seats.
저 비어있는 자리들은
You
말이죠.
see those empty seats?
당분간은 거기서
They'll stay that way for a while. Their owners died in that act of terror. Looking closely, I saw snacks and flowers placed on their cushions, probably as a way to mourn the dead. This fellow we only managed to recover a finger from. We couldn't find the right place to put it, so we've been keeping it in storage. It should be over at the display on the second floor. A solemn silence filled the office, but Dongrain continued brushing the empty desk with his hand.
너무나 많은 걸
There's so much more we
두고
had to leave behind. Dongrain.
특히
I
제
especially
얼굴
miss the plaque,
사람들과
the plaque modeled after the face of my character.
되게 좋아하는
It was a
기념품.
favorite souvenir of mine. What?
아, 이거 참.
Oh, Mr. Samjo, I can't tell how much of what he says is a joke and how much of it is serious.
그러면 저 자리는 어떤 자리지?
What about that seat then? Our attention was brought to a white desk that was completely empty.
저 자리는
That one is reserved.
새로운 직원이
We're waiting for a new employee to take that seat.
그럼 모집 요강이 따로 있는
Oh, is there an application guideline for the position then? Where can I see it? Ishmael's bright-eyed inquisition was interrupted by Samjo's displeased utterance. Oh dear, Mr. Samjo is feeling all uncomfortable now. Shall we actually get to the point then, Samjo?
단도직입적으로 말합니다. 서로
Let me be blunt. I suggest an accord that will benefit both parties.
빼앗긴 연구실을
If you help us retake the laboratory, we'll yield the ownership of the Golden Bough that we found to you.
질문 드리죠. 확정 계약인가요? 아니면 사후 검토인가요? 방식은 대표 기관 집행 방식인가요? 공동 집행 방식인가요?
I have a question. Is this a fixed contract or a post-fulfillment review contract? Will it be represented by delegate bodies or co-executive members?
답변하겠습니다.
Allow me to answer that. This will be an immediate delegate body represented contract with no warranty liability.
계약도 절차대로 진행될 예정입니다.
Blunt damage? Oh, you mean like the yearning the yearning ego. Let's see. Contractual signing overseen by an overseer from a grade 1 contract office will take place following due process. Contract office? I don't know what's going on. Does it really have to be so complicated? In J Corp's district, we couldn't get the golden bow right away, despite winning because we didn't have anyone overseeing the deal. Oh, that is a unit from the Mary Archeels. She started fired up even after Rodeo won the game.
마리아 쪽파의 아이들인데.
It's Ida from Los Mariachis. That's right, instead of playing the role of the observer, she left us with no choice but to take the bow with force. Which is why it is safer to use the service of an association or a contract office to stand as an observer or to notarize the contract, even if it can be costly. That's what Faust probably considered most carefully, I think. Ishmael explained like his common knowledge. I guess it's something well known among city folks. This contract certainly favors our side.
목적만 확실히 달성한다면요.
As long as the goal is achieved. We watched with our mouths agape as the two declared the conclusion at once. This is a secret, but I frankly don't get more than half of what Sandra says. I just nod like, oh, I see, move on. Isn't that a coincidence? Isn't that a coincidence? It's the same for us, too. Aren't you supposed to be the last person to be ignorant of your secretary's words? Still, I guess making a contract with K-Corp's laboratory means we won't be fighting against the Wing's staff for a while. You know, those people who would keep healing their wounds. The team fell into a somber silence. All the memories related to them were filled with misery and suffering. So you've seen K-Corp's regenerative technology already. We've more than seen it. I had to deal with it over and over. I get sick of the thought. Why don't I show you around my lab instead then? It's not here though. You'll have to take the elevator once more. You assured them that much, Mr. Dongrang? That place is off limits for unauthorized personnel. You just made a really funny noise, Mr. Samjo. Well, it shouldn't hurt. We're hanging out. We're hanging out a bit to celebrate the provisional contract being signed. I wasn't sure if that was an appropriate way to celebrate things, but since no one on the team objected, I decided to follow him. Your need is pierce damage. Okay. You know what? I think I see now how it is that Kanto 4 was criticized for being long. There's a lot of story chapters. Oh, man. Back. fighting. All the aches and pains from sitting still for a few hours after a long day of chrome plating. Let's see. I would argue 7 is longer. It's just that it's more of like context chapters. I'd argue actually 8 is the longest one and it has the most reading, and I haven't heard anyone complain about it. Okay.
바로 이곳에서 재생 앰플을 제작하고 있답니다.
Let's see. This is where regenerative ampules are made.
표면적으로는
They're publicly called HP bullets, but the underlying principle is a nanobot-based medical treatment.
이런저런 고비가 있었지만
There have been struggles here and there, but in the moment, the ampule is slightly modified recently is the most commonly used version. Oh, so it's like the Team Fortress 2 Medic's Metagun, except it's actual bullets or ampules.
그걸 보급한 사람이
So let me get this straight. Y'all the one who supplied that?
네가 그것 때문에 얼마나 죽을 꼽이래.
Oh yeah, beat a boss pre-nerf. Props, man. Y'all the one who supplied that? Dad, do you have any idea how much that man has suffered?
그 고비를
We barely managed to crawl over that and an adversary.
그래도
I
전사하거나
believe that none of you
치명상을
seem to have passed away or suffered severe wounds. Suffered severe wounds at the very least. Ah, that reminds you. I was told companies have different definitions of death on the job in the process of dealing with them. I'm sure Mr. Sandro gave me an explanation on it. So Don Rang, are you continuing research on improving those cure-all nanobots? Of course not. HP bullets have long been commercialized. My project right now is the improvement of livestock using them.
HP 탄을 활용한 가축 개량 연구를 진행 중이죠.
How the heck would he improve livestock using that? It's the syringe crossbow. Yeah! I actually forgot about that weapon. It's been a while since I played Team Fortress 2.
가축 개량 연구요?
Improving livestock?
절단이 아무것도
If
아니거든.
cutting as a concept is reduced to irrelevance, if it becomes limited to a fleeting moment,
생각해 보세요. 우리는 질 좋은 고기들을 무한하게 먹을 수 있는 거예요.
and think about it, we can get an endless supply of high-quality meat, but improved livestock meat, and by improve he means get food out to the people of the city, so that way we don't have cannibals. Oh, I see. So it's like basically cutting some of the meat out from the livestock, I guess maybe when they're still alive, and then using the HP ampule to heal them or something like that. I never got it. That's part of the reason.
그냥 질 좋은 고기도 아니라
It's not just any meat. The flesh will come from livestock research and improved with the combined efforts of countless minds. That's the quality of rarity we're talking about.
아무래도
It seems Don Rang has a love for meat as deep as Rodia's. Love, you say? You might be right, if endlessly devoting time and care could be called love.
그럴지도 모르겠네요.
I suppose we could say that I love meat too, but not the same way this dude does.
둘이 묘하게 재수 없는 게
Yeah,
아까
I guess snobby bunches get along well, eh? Don't beat up our client, okay, Heathcliff? It depends on how they behave. You see live chickens whose wings and legs are being sliced endlessly. They don't even struggle, as if they feel no pain. HP syringe is basically a max potion. Yeah.
아니 내 눈엔 그냥
액체랑 다를 거 없어 보이는데.
Gotta have some pretty good aiming with it too. Is this how nanobots work? How nanobots look? All I see is liquid.
너무나 작은 입자가 유동성을 가지만
What infinitesimal
유체와 다름없어
particles have when infinitesimal particles have fluid, they look pretty much the same as fluid. Is it really necessary to go this far for food?
어렸을 때부터 육즙이 흐르는 고기를 먹고 자란 도련님은 고기가 역하신가 보네.
That sounds too disgusting to handle for a rich boy grip on juicy meat, eh? No, it's probably reminding him of the prosthetics.
꼬맹이. 밥을
Kiddo,
위해서는
there are lots of people in this world who'd go any length for a meal. Or they're supposed seeing this process would be. Oh, trust me, I know about Pokemon. I've been playing it since Gen 1, although I might pass on the next generation. Partially because it's probably going to be switched to exclusive, and I just don't have the money for that. Kind of a shame, though. I mean, Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza actually look like they'd be pretty fun. Well, then there's also the fact that unless I were to stream them, I wouldn't have the time to play them. Unless I streamed full time.
아니, 그거랑 다르잖아요.
No, I mean, this isn't the same. And my family wouldn't eat any meat. There was an exception, though.
저는 왜 굳이 이런 형태여야
Why does it
해요?
have to be like this?
그러니까 제
What
말은
I'm trying to say is,
아, 하려는 말이
I
뭔지
think I
알
know
것
what you're
같아요.
getting at.
역시 조금 부자연스러워.
It does feel rather unnatural, doesn't it? If it was simply for the sake of improving food, there could have been more efficient ways to do it. No, I think what might be bothering Sinclair is the fact that he kind of feels like he's in a sausage factory watching the sausage being made.
아, 적어도 이거 하나는 확실하네. 진작에 기술이 뒷공무게
There's one thing I can say for sure. If this technology had been made available in the back
나와
streets,
친구들은
my friends and I wouldn't have
쓰레기통이나
had to
뒤집어
rummage
버리지
through
않았을까?
trash cans.
기술.
Technology.
아니요.
No, this is no more than breeding.
사육 저치들은 날 수 있다는 것도
They'll never realize they have the ability to fly for their entire lives. Saying spoke, staring directly into Don Rang. It was unusual for him to take this much interest in matters.
반론합니다.
I must object. Chickens cannot fly in the first place, and this technology is providing quality welfare to many.
괜찮아요, 삼조 씨.
Now, domestic chickens can't, at least. It's okay, Samjo.
원래는 눈조차 잘
For someone who
마주하지
usually
않는
wouldn't
사람은
look others in the eye to glare directly at a person,
그만큼
that's a sign of desperation, isn't it?
사육은
Yeah, the husbandry.
연구실에
Something seems to have happened to the lab.
지금 연구실로 가는 게
Will it be a good
좋을
choice to head there now?
괜찮을 거야, 삼조 씨.
It'll be fine, Samjo. They're skilled enough that they got out of a scuffle with K-Corp security staff armed with our regenerative ampules without a scratch.
하나 없으신 실력자들인데.
Huh? Oh. A few more levels and I'll have enough for I'll have enough for a 10 extract. Oh wait. This one. Derp! This one! Oh wait, no, I did have the right one the first time.
사건을 끝내러 가볼까?
An explosion has been detected. Please protect yourselves from danger by swiftly moving under your desks.
아, 잘못 봤어.
Whoops, that was a misfire. A second explosion has been detected. Please activate the regeneration ampule in your possession and please wait for K-Corp security staff that will arrive within 18 seconds of Let's see. Tryout Manager Don. A bit late for that.
저 멘트는 여전하네.
Same old announcement. I wonder, why are broadcasts like that told in such calm voices?
숨이라도 헐떡이면서
Why would a little gasping and panicking be more effective in getting people to evacuate?
역시 기술이나
See,
과학
getting
같은
so
것만
preoccupied with all that
돈이
technology and
멀어지면
science nonsense dulls your empathy with feelings. 45 red coins. You talk too much. Be quiet.
모두 무사하십니까?
Is everyone alright? If you aren't, take a regeneration sample. A cross-compatibility test is normally needed, but we're in an emergency. You look unfazed. Isn't a terrorist attack usually throw everyone into chaos? The first attack did have everyone panicking, and the explosion detection broadcast didn't exist either. Mr. Somjo hid under the desk for quite some time. As I keep saying, the attack occurred in the lobby, and I was merely attempting to pick up a notebook that fell under the desk. You must take the situation seriously, Mr. Dongmang. An attack on a K-Corp laboratory in the middle of the nest is not a matter of course. For sure, they managed to arrive at the floor where the researchers are. Oh, I think I sprained my left ankle, Sanjo. I'll be calm about it. I watched as Sanjo injected the regeneration implant into Dongmang's body. Let me correct myself, 4 Bitcoins. Are they the terrorists that are occupying the Lobby Corporation branch? Indeed, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. They're part of the terrorist organization. They don't really look like well-trained combatants. Oh, how'd you look at that? You got an eye for that now, kid. Yeah, it's natural. They aren't the ones directly engaging in combat. It should take a single glance to notice that they appear lean and frail, just like Mr. Don Rang. I've seen rich swords that don't get into fights, still get body enhancing augments just in case. You're saying they aren't just acting weak? It's not necessarily the case. As varied as ways to augment the body are, some may be repulsed by it, physically or mentally. Some nests even forbid their residents from getting procedures above a certain level of power if they aren't qualified. They don't want the lowly to rise up and topple the ruling class over, huh? I couldn't deny those possibilities. Each nest must have its own reasons. But fundamentally speaking, augmenting procedures are like high-performing vehicles. If an unqualified driver were to try and handle a vehicle without a power output above what they can handle, layers of order in the nest would fall apart in no time. So they'd like to prevent that from happening. Sorry to interrupt your passionate exposition. The pain was genuine for me, just so you know. Soon enough, people wearing familiar outfits appeared, along with the unforgettable beats of footsteps. What's for the checkpoint? And now they're reliable allies. Those robots, they look seriously hostile. Hemorrhage within 5 seconds, spinal damage of at least 12 centimeters in length, direct impact on coronary artery, destruction of the cranium. These steps will ensure that the enemy meets immediate death without unnecessary suffering. Also, she has an AoE. They can do that, but wasn't mainly to fully destroy the brain so that they can't regenerate themselves. Hey, if you don't mind, could you pretend to be dead if this doesn't kill you right away? My buddy stayed up all night upgrading the insta-kill function. Quiet. See, I told you. That recoil distance, it only reaches as deep as the occipital lobe. Did you really have to learn it through trial? Damn it, should have gone all the way through the temporal lobe. Can't lose to them. We have robots of our own. They should be here any minute now. Ah, there it is. The Regeneration Imperial Administration drone. Must be pretty handy to have them. Did they check the Imperials right as the staff is injured? Yes, as long as the heads aren't lost, and the Imperials injected before the golden time passes and their brain stops functioning. They're practically undying. Well, that's unfortunate. Injuries like holes in internal organs. Or broken bones can be healed in seconds. Even still, they wouldn't be immune to pain. How could they be so calm about it? They won't even bat an eye at a colleague right next to them being cut down? Natural behavior. If all wounds can be healed up in seconds, all judgment regarding it will be secondary. If that's the case, will we become like that eventually? I don't see a reason to think about such things. I was just curious. By the way, who are these new faces with unfamiliar outfits? Anyone want to introduce yourself? None of our business. True, but it's kind of awkward to be just facing them. Someone's got to talk, no? Why should we introduce ourselves to a terrorist organization?
테러 조직 따위.
No mere terrorist organization. Watch your words.
나는 그 어감 나쁘지
I don't hate the sound of it. It lines up with my beliefs when I was 4. I had to answer the call of a grad school because the paper wrote on atoms won a prize at the age of 11.
조용히.
Shut it. We are the Technology Liberation Alliance.
어떤 기술을 해방시키는 거죠?
Wait,
기술이라는
what
것도
technologies exactly?
자유를
Does
원하는
technology
건가?
yearn for freedom?
아마도 저 연구실 안에 있는 동물들.
Maybe they're talking about the animals of the lab, I think.
들었어? 쟤 우리가 동물 보호사라도 되는 줄
You hear
알았는데
that? He thinks we're animal protectors or something.
미안한데
Sorry, but that went out of fashion long ago. You think we're working day and night assembling machines just to fight for happily raised chickens fried in healthy oil?
잘 시간까지 갈아가면서 기계들을 조립하는 줄 알아? 특히
Type X32 bolts is so hard to get these days. You have to order them from other nests. Do you have any idea how much tax is added?
X-32형 볼트는 C-9 볼트를 주조한 다음 2시간 간격으로 담금질을 하면 대체가 가능합니다.
Kind of odd for her to just volunteer that information.
어디서 괜찮게
You aren't gonna win over us by acting all smart. Oh, no, she might be right. It could work.
아니 대체
Tell us why you're often advised to enemies, Miss Fast.
이해 못하시겠죠?
You wouldn't understand. Researchers have creed more valuable than life. I'm not sure if it's intentional or not, but I've like seen models of, I don't know, was it viruses or something that looked a lot like that. Well, that sucks.
자, 어쩌겠지 잘 생각해보라고.
사냥 시작.
최선의 방어를
Oh, come on. I wonder what that effect was.
불가 위야 막아내지 못.
Didn't stand a chance.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데. 이건 예상 못했나 봐.
괴로우신가요?
Oh, wait, no. Oh, you should do 4-48 with no support identities. Okay.
사냥 시작.
깔끔하게 물었군.
부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
책임은 모두 내가 진다.
사건을 끝내러 가볼까?
위험인물 발견. 제압할게.
Oh, come on!
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
Seriously?
꿰뚫려라.
Huh.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요. 대검의 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 텐데.
You can't block us all.
너냐?
따뜻한. 대검의 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 텐데.
그래, 얘는 처리했고.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니
소재가 준비됐어?
일 들어왔네. 블루, 가볼까?
소재가 준비됐어?
Alright then.
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면
사건을 끝내러 가볼까?
뭐 확실히
That certainly looks convenient. Broken bones healed in a matter of moments.
K사에서 이 재생 앰플의
K-Corp
개량을
provided
위해
us with an astronomical sum of research grants to support our research on improving this ampule. Do keep this a secret from Shreen, please. She might get mad at me about it for 3 months.
시계는 그까지
Clock would only wind
얼마나
the thing,
무서웠는지.
and would only wind the thing after we've died. Scared of a little hurting?
나 지금 오른손 뼈에 조금
I think I
근육이
cracked a
것
bone in my
같은데.
right hand.
앰플 맞아도
Can I get an
되지?
ampule? It's kind of hard to grip my axe. Lydia stood in front of a K-Corp drone and extended her right arm.
환영합니다. 언제나 당신의 건강을 위하는 K사 드론입니다. 재생 앰플을 주입하겠습니다. 주입 불가. Friendly
entities of type 3J-54 are eligible for serum injection, but regeneration ampules may only be administered to patients hemorrhaging 1 liter or more of blood. Also, since you have not taken a cross-compatibility test for the ampules, we do not take any responsibility for possible side effects. Thank you.
뭐?
What? What are you talking about? Want me to cut off an arm or a leg or something?
이미
They're
그러고
already doing that. Look at the K-Corp staff.
재생 앰플을
They're cutting up their own limbs to get the ampule.
어쩔 수 없습니다.
Yeah, it's a necessary crime. It would be a tremendous financial waste to use regeneration ampules for every little scratch.
굳이 비교를 하고 싶지
I hate to make
않지만
comparisons, but its value is far above the caliber of small firms like yours. Well, Limbus company is small compared to the Wings, but that's not saying much. Yeesh. Looks a bit dangerous here. Those machines are too rough. They might get me killed if I'm not careful. I might want to stay away from the fray a bit just to be safe. Just then something grazed past my head. I mean, my head with a threatening shrill. Right as another projectile flew at me, Ishmael swiftly stretched her arm to take the hit. Turning to the direction the projectile came from, I didn't find enemy robots. Instead, there was a K-Corp drone glaring with red.
관리자님, 괜찮으십니까?
Executive Manager, are you all right?
제가 대신 맞았는데요.
I'm the one who got hit, Otis.
오티스가 대신 맞았어야 했습니다.
I should take the projector for you. Curses!
여기요.
Excuse me. See what your robots that cost a bomb to make are doing? It fired at an ally!
반론합니다. 그건
I must object, that was not friendly fire. Samja yelled from behind, raising his hand high.
다만
However, it does appear that exceptions couldn't be fully configured. I apologize for that particular shortcoming.
무슨 헛소리를.
What rubbish are you? As you are aware, you could come into this place purely thanks to Mr. Dongming's whim. Having visitors in this place is an extremely rare occurrence, and as such, a factor that wasn't put into consideration.
그게 대체
What
무슨 소리인데요?
are you talking about? That K-Corp's regenerator drones do more than just heal people.
제 몸이 녹아가고 있는 것처럼 보이죠? 누가 한 명이라도 알아듣게.
Oh, I didn't know Ishmael was made of sugar. Why does it look like my body's melting? Can anyone make it make sense? Ishmael! Normally K-Corp's drums administer regeneration ampules to injured personnel. However, it injects a decay ampule to deserters. It shot the decay ampule at me because I was trying to escape the combat zone? That just revolting. They can pull off some executions when there isn't even a war going on. Yeah, why not just make the drones fight instead?
당신이 있던 둥지에서는 인명에 대한 가치가 높았나 봅니다.
The Nestor firm must have valued human life, am I right?
저 기계들은 한
The
대당
value of each drone we have far surpasses that of 10 Class 2 staff members combined. Do you understand? You should understand. You accept it. That crappy course is shoved in my face too many times. I don't feel like complying anymore.
이해는 되네요. 모의
Maybe you said complaining.
전쟁 드론을 도입함으로써
I do understand where it's coming from. There was research that revealed deploying K-Corp's drones in simulated battles increased the odds of victory by 23.5%.
연구자들 사이에서는
It was a pretty famous paper among scholars.
예로부터 전장의 사기를 떨어뜨리는
Since
가장
the old
큰
times, deserters who try to flee from battle have been portrayed as greater detractors of morale than the threat of overwhelming oppression or weakness of the leader.
전장이 탈자의 공개적인
Public punishments of deserters are a historically proven tactic supported by many
효과적인
examples.
전술 방법이지.
Understand all you like, then.
이해.
Wait, what are you all talking about? Look at Israel. She's melting down.
실례했습니다, 관리자님.
Apologies for my negligence, executive
시계
manager.
돌릴 때의 고통을
I failed to consider the suffering you must endure when you turn the clock. Wait, that's not what I'm.
신속하게
You
돌리셔야겠군요.
might want to hurry if that's your concern. Her heart should still be intact in her current state.
관리자님, 저 어떻게 되는 거죠?
Manager, what'll happen to me? The clock's hands turn with agony. Meanwhile, he's sitting staring at empty ampules rolling on the floor. That must have been the execution bullets.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
최선의 방어를.
Go figure.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
너냐?
Oh, come on! Man, Hung Lu just cannot catch a break this encounter. Sorry, Hung Lu.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
이참 다르긴. 얘는 소리하고
깔끔하게 몰았군.
인명 피해 없음. 기물 피해 경임. 완벽한데요? 소문이 퍼지면 당분간 귀하신 분들의 영지보호 의뢰가 끊이질 않겠어요.
목표 위치로 돌격 중.
불가 위야 막아내지 못하리. 틈틈어
Stop that.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고. 그쪽 방은 아닐 텐데.
Hang on, is that his arm? I thought that was like a scarf or something that he had. I don't know, that he was trailing behind him or something. Oh, come on! Well, Hong Lu's having much better luck this time around.
대검 방어. 최선의 방어를.
There.
깔끔하게
대검은 머리가 쪼개지지 않았을 텐데. 대검은 머리가 쪼개지지 않았을 텐데.
Visit any-
얘는 처리해.
have them become a flamethrower? Yeah, there's the Fire Fist office identity, isn't it?
인명 피해 없음. 기물 피해 경우.
There you go.
완벽한데요? 소문이 퍼지면 당분간 귀하신 분들의 영지 보호 의뢰가 끊이질 않겠어요.
Almost got enough for another bulk draw. Almost.
사건을 끝내러 가볼까?
You gotta be kidding me.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
Try manager Dawn.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
You gotta be kidding me.
너냐?
사냥 시작.
이제 깨우치시게.
그쪽만은 아닐 텐데. 깔끔하게 몰았군.
빨리 의뢰했다면 대범의 머리가 쪼개지진 않았을 텐데.
너냐?
최선의 방어를.
Sure, smoking and sparking a lot.
너냐?
이제 깨우치시게.
빨리 의뢰했다면
깔끔하게 몰았군. 깔끔하게 몰았군.
And that's that.
인명 피해 없음. 기물 피해 경우. 완벽한데요? 소문이 퍼지면 당분간 귀하신 분들의 영지 보호 의뢰가 끊이질 않겠어요.
다들 집중. 지원이 도착했다.
Attention, everyone! Reinforcements have arrived.
저 사람들은
Who are these people?
그러게요.
For sure. Who could these be? Shreen? Maybe new friends other than me?
이번에 우리 팀 연구소랑
They're fixers from Rose Spinner Workshop. The ones we're working with for the current project. They visited here several times already. You really should be familiar by now.
안녕하십니까. 장미 스패너 공방 대표.
That's a big freaking wrench. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Nico, representative of Rose Spinner Workshop. Enemy's faces clouded over with the unexpected arrival of reinforcements. Boring. Let's head back. What?
그래.
Sure, we'll leave.
역시
Would you look at that? Our aura has made them flee out of terror.
고마워 슈렌느 씨.
Thanks, Shreen. This made me seriously consider the possibility that your department might be picked as the best next year for the first time.
잘난 그 상장패들 다
Shame about your precious trophies being destroyed, huh?
슈렌느님,
Miss Shreen, pardon me for suspecting, but you did not perchance wait until the trophies were broken before bringing reinforcements, did you?
이런 것쯤은 괜찮아.
Oh, those trophies. I don't mind losing them,
사진만 멀쩡하네.
as long as the photo is fine. Damage is pretty severe now that I'm seeing it firsthand. Yeah, it could have gotten all the researchers killed if things went wrong.
네, 그렇기 때문이라도
Indeed, which is why we must eliminate them and reclaim the facility they've occupied as soon as possible. Why then does K Corp not provide assistance? Clearly, it's because they don't want the general public to know that such a thing happened in the nest, don't you think? I may concede on that matter. On the matter, innocent feathers were involved. This concerns researchers in a laboratory directly affiliated with the wing.
연고지와 연계되어 있음에도
It's evidence that they wanted to remain discreet that much, don't you think?
아무튼 그래서 말이죠.
Anyway, I had to bring a generous supply of regeneration ampules for you all to use. Now shouldn't be a good time to depart, right? I'm not going on a picnic, dog. Ain't gonna be okay.
네.
No problem. Seeing you in battle may be all the more reassured about accompanying you.
참고로 저희를
Just so you know, the technology our manager Dante uses is on a different level compared to K-Corp's ampules. Rather than regenerate, it restores.
따라서 K사의 특이점은
Therefore, observing it won't provide much insight that can be applied to K-Corp's singularity or regeneration ampules.
치료가 아닌
Restoration, not healing, huh?
설마 단테 씨의 능력을
Oh wait, is he trying to copy Dante's ability like what that shitty Bodhisattva chicken guy tried with his rival? I wouldn't do such a thing. I'm not the kind of person to cram down food that I know I can't digest.
당신 같은 경우는
It has become a practice for someone like you to send capable underlings to do the fighting for you, and yet you insist on being on the front.
받고 싶은 건가?
Are you that hungry for a medal?
아니요. 그곳엔
No, it's that I left. A number of things I couldn't take with me in time.
연속 3년
Like the photo commemorating my third consecutive year of winning the Excellence Award, the plaque of appreciation from K-Corp, photo taken to celebrate my lab's expansion, and what else was there, Samjo? Classified documents concerning the research, sir. So it's more that you wanted to gain back the medals you had.
아 맞다.
Oh, right, that too. You really did just barely manage to escape there, huh?
동랑 저 자식은 태어나서 주먹
I guarantee you, that dirt dong has never swung a fist in his life. He's too carefree. Let's bring some fixers like me.
슈렌느 씨, 그쪽 부서도
Is your
가시는
department
겁니까?
going as well? Miss Shreen,
이번 작전에 성공한다고
I
해서
don't see how you can benefit from the success of this operation.
동료 셋이 죽었어.
3 of my coworkers died in their last attack.
이득이랑 손해만
I've lost
따지면서
too much to care about interest and benefits.
슈렌느 씨,
Miss Shreen,
그렇다면 저
in that
해결사분들
case,
출장
let me correct to assume that
슈렌느 씨
payment
부서에서
for
주고
the fixers will be handled by your department.
아,
Ah,
아직까지고
you just can't stop being such an irritating bunch.
탈환해야 할 로보토미 지부는
The botany
이곳에서
corporation
멀지 않은
branch we
위치에
must we claim isn't too far from here.
다 같이 이동하시죠.
Let's head there together.
여러분들이 타고 온 버스.
I was hoping I could get a ride on your bus. What a shame.
다음에 태워드리겠습니다. 얼른 출발하시죠.
I'll secure you an opportunity next time. Let's get moving for now.
누구
Who
마음대로?
do you think you are to decide that? This mission felt particularly tumultuous.
그래서 말이야. 내가
And
딱
then, you
집을
see,
건
I
다음에
put the chips
이렇게 말한
and
거야.
declared like this.
All in.
All in!
그만두고 싶어.
I want to stop hearing it. It's giving nausea.
역시 제 이사
There's nothing like head shake. No, there's nothing like head shake poker at J Corp's casinos. Those people who sit at the slot machines all day long, they're all morons.
뭐야?
Hey man, there's something up at the machines.
이건
This is something I haven't told anyone else. You see,
잠깐 좀더 자세히.
hold on, you gotta explain in more detail. Things are lively this time around.
맘, 들, 안.
She says she doesn't like it. Whispered Sinclair. I whispered back to him saying, I know. Just one more and I can do a bulk extract. Now,
출발하지.
I need a little more muscle.
실력 없으면 따라오지 마세요. 방해되거든요.
Did you get the Frenchman identity from it? Huh? You mean the Sync Association? I only got that. I only got one of those identities so far, and it's just for Otis. The group remained consistently noisy until the moment we arrived.
고요 속에서
Only
우아하게
tranquility can art bloom in its full grace.
어느 팀에나 재수 없는 놈들이
There's always going to be a snobby
생기는
jerk on any team.
동감이다.
I must
의뢰를
agree.
수행하려 온
I
건지
can't tell if they're here to
놀러 온
handle a
건지.
request or hang out.
툭하면 긴장감
Lose it up too
풀려서.
easily.
하지만 적어도 이곳의
If there's
환상들은
one
없을
fortunate
거예요.
thing, however, it's that we
불행
won't
중
encounter.
다행이랄까요?
Oh, the thumb capo? No, not yet. That is a good one. And I think it's supposed to be Italian because the thumb is based on the mafia. There's one fortunate thing, however, it's that we won't encounter any abnormalities here. Why does this person keep talking to me?
사실 처음에
To tell you the truth, the first encounter with abnormalities was a series of shocking revelations.
참 하이브리드했던
It was hybrid, so to speak. I wouldn't have been able to conceive such a concept as developing a new source of energy from the human subconscious.
이제
I believe that the so widespread and standard. What was it again? Right, the age of humanity is coming to an end. Now is the age of the superior minds. Not too many have realized this with their hearts yet. What's an age of humanity?
그러니 당신들이 합류해줘서
You have no idea how glad I was to have you on board. Some one-sided conversation that was. Much worse than the ones I had with Virgilius. The important one is on a character that is French in origin. Oh, you mean Marisol's identity. Was it even a conversation if one of us never communicated their thoughts to the other?
인기척이 되는군요.
Shh, I hear something. As do I. I think you're the only one who has to keep his mouth shut. I just remembered. There's some people on Blue Sky that were upset about some VTubers. Put them all on a list, and honestly, I'm rather outraged that I did not make that list.
사냥 시작.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
방어를.
You know, it's a shame. Unless I'm mistaken, none of the what the heck was it again? No one in the C branch of the Heisho pack has the name of Armstrong, and that is a real shame. Was the ones that were being called the German people who hated Jewish people? Yeah, they were using a term that one does not see coming. Because everyone knows that when people throw around that term these days, they don't really know what the crap they're talking about, and they're just using that to talk about people they don't like. Tends to make for good publicity. Oh, they have a unique buff. The bots? They have multiple unique buffs. How exactly is damage calculated? Because I know it's like with his Serpent Shear Puncturing Arm, he got 131.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게요.
깔끔하게 물었군. 깔끔하게 물었군.
I don't see any terrorists. I don't know how to skill through this calculator, but poise counts as the base damage of move times the potency. Ah, that was probably part of the part of what caused it to hit so hard. Relax, I brought plenty of regeneration ampules, so those murder machines can rampage all they want. An ominous noise buzzed from the stopped machines. Alright, you hear me? I got pretty mad thinking you might have thought we ran off, so I'm sending you a message verbally. I'm about to tell you something real important, so listen up. She wanted us to hear her Darth Vader impression? It's that you are. You're a bunch of worthless worms. Yeah, that's right. You're just worms. Give me a break. I was all ears for this loaded nonsense. Gregor approached the speaker with a grumble, scratching the back of his head. Wait, Gregor! After playing the voice, the machine suddenly starts to heat up and inflate. So it increases damage by poise on self and rupture on an enemy to do a bonus damage in coin power. Then I need to read the second effect of Venom. Okay, so that's part of how it ended up doing so much damage. The machine is heating to natural degrees. Its components expanding. It's gonna blow! Oh my, it really is. That's a telltale sign of an imminent explosion. Yes, it's one of the laws of anime. Okay.
맞아요. 그리고
Indeed,
그렇게
and that
한 동안은
means.
아이씨, 그 정신.
Wait a moment! Get away from that dead machine! Heathcliff kicked Gregor away from the machine. They must have used but little time they had to place traps like this. Their dedication is admirable. I'm going to see the mastermind behind this. Are all researchers like that? This really doesn't feel like the time for admirations.
신념이죠.
Such is our fate.
이걸로 이번 죽은과 결별할 날도 뭐.
Okay, time for an extract. Fingers crossed. Who am I kidding? My luck's terrible. Oh. Is that an ego?
기어코 저를 찾으셨군요. 다음 세상으로 넘어가려면 자 여기구나.
Is that good? By the way, maximum effective of this damage boost is 200% up type 4. Ooh. Red sheet was good. I have not equipped that one. Wait. Ooh! That was an identity. Let's see. Talisman. What the heck does that do? On hit, consume 1 rupture count on target to inflict stack divided by 2 rupture. Inflicts at least 1 rupture if rupture count was consumed, round it down when hit again. Huh. Alright. So it's a rupture identity. Oh! I thought I heard about it before. It's supposed to combo really well with his K-Corp identity. Let's see. Bitchies cannot clash for shit. Huh. Hidden with negative status effects, this unit gains +1 charge count. When HP falls to 0 for the first time during battle, spend all charge count and healing proportion to the amount spent. Telus was one of the best rupture applying the debuff in the game, but they changed it. Oh, the Talisman. Talisman was one of the best rupture applying the debuff in the game, but they changed it. Okay. So you should go read the final battle pass, Ego.
내일도 좋은 컨디션.
No. This one? The skill does not hit an enemy. Well, then what the crap is it supposed to do? Oh. Huh. Bit pricey. Kind of tough to use it outside of the mirror dungeon. Holy moly, that's a lot of Fletcher. I have to admit, I'm kind of curious, just what kind of, what there'd be to a in the left class ego in this game. Oh.
내일도 좋은 컨디션으로 임하시려면 일찍 자두는 것. 라만 차렌들을 뒤엎는다. 최선의 방어를.
합격장.
Alright, so the only problem you have is not getting used to the buff it gives. Of course. Now they staggered Yi Sang. What kind of bullshit is that?
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고. 난 예상 못했나봐.
스바이의 의뢰였다면 대검의 머리가 쪼개지지 않았을 텐데.
See. Like Garden of Thorns, that costs 2 of every resource. 5 Gluttony and a Rupture team is cheap. Yeah, I suppose it is.
위험인물 발견. 제압할게.
엎드리도록. 꿰뚫려라.
이제야 완성되었나?
Gotta leave it to Yi Sang to dish it a sheer art attack.
작동이 멈추면 아까처럼
Hey,
폭발하는 거 아닐까요?
will this blow up once it stops working like the last one? Because Malfaust give 2. I'm pretty sure all the branches counters are Gluttony. So, wait. I guess you're supposed to say Wrath. So Wrath isn't that uncommon. As we suspected, the halted machine began to play an ominous noise. Alright, so this is the second time you killed my machines, right? Let's see. You're a bunch of roaches that do nothing other than just crawl on the floor.
괜찮아, 괜찮아.
It's okay, it's okay. Don't let it let you down, Greg. I wasn't feeling anything. So, I'm going to keep crawling like the bugs you are. Why bother looking up when you'll be spending all your lives on that flat dimension of the surface? Am I right? I understand now. Once the machines stop functioning, they play a pre-recorded voice clip that explodes seconds after. It is unclear what purpose they are meant to serve, but all the machines are equipped with the same mechanisms.
미리 녹음했다.
Re-record? I didn't see that one coming. I was making fun of you, eh, buggy bloke? Sure is bopping how the whole world's bending over backward to mock me. Yeah, that's a time reaction. Oi, what's with you now? What's the matter, Ishmael? Are you alright?
네.
Yes, I'm just feeling a little queasy.
크게 신경 쓰지 않으셔도
You don't have to mind me, I'm fine now.
저 그런데 기술 해방 연합
There's something I've been meaning to ask. What kind of organization is this? Is this Technology Liberation Alliance?
그딴 건 왜 궁금해하는 건가? 이름만 그럴듯한 테러 조직일 뿐.
Why do you bother asking such questions? All we need to know about them is that there's a terrorist organization with a hollow name. Their values are irrelevant to us. You never know what use the information might have, Otis.
저도 아는 바는 그다지 없습니다.
I know a little about them myself. I did hear that someone who used to work at a K-Corp laboratory is now one of the organization's core members. Though I don't have the details as this took place before I joined the firm. Like a deep decent rupture team. If you get lucky, turn 1, realistically, you're feeling that you can have it. You can have it out. All right.
그분도 지금의 동랑님처럼
She's not a studying researcher who once awarded the best employee award, much like Mr. Dong Meng is now.
뭐야? 그런 걸
What?
네가
How do you know that?
우수 직원
I saw her name on one of the plaques in the trophy room. Wouldn't you say it's mandatory for someone of my occupation to remember all the names up there?
거긴 왜 자꾸 들여다보는 거야?
Why do you keep peeking in there anyway?
최우수 직원씩이나 되었던
What
자가
could be the reason a highly praised employee decided to join terrorists? See, the only reason you wouldn't see this, you wouldn't use it that early, is so that you could use the ego that made Hong Lu not die. True.
아까 잠깐 보시지
I
않았나요?
believe you saw her once earlier. She was enthusiastically destroying my lab.
딱 저와
Right around when Shreen and I joined the company, she was, well, rather famous within the firm.
건너들은 바로는
I heard rumors that she had wanted to test the limits of K-Corp's technologies.
어느 날 돌연히
Then one day, rumors about her leaving the laboratory spread,
그 종착지가
saying that this is where she ended up.
이곳이라는 말과
인명 피해 없음, 기물 피해 경우 완벽한데요?
Yeah, I mean,
소문
내일도 좋은
Admittedly, I'm-
컨디션으로 임하.
still not quite sure what ego shards to pull from this. Hmm. Hmm. Rodian is a pretty good pack because hers the only, like, actually good AoE. That's technically non-conditional. Searing Birdcage. It's a gain bind equal to stack next turn. Turn ahead have stack round down. I'll write it down. That's a pretty good passive. I know. I thought it. But what's with the duck? It's kind of hard to see it with the chat in the way, but you can see it right in. You can see it in the little bubble right above where the cursor is. Hmm. Realistically, only getting that in the dungeon. This one, yeah. Of course, it's probably going to need it most. Or maybe you meant this one, which, yeah.
내일도 좋은 컨디션으로 임하시려면 일찍 자두는 것이.
No, it's Yi saying. Ishmael. I thought that was Don Quixote. I could make a wisecrack about this, but I'm gonna pass on that. These are better than egos. Oh, it's a Monty Python the Holy Grail reference. Yeah, I can see that. Must be an event one. Let's be curious what Brody and Identity I was referring to season 6 one. You mean this one? The Thumb East Capo 3? Or... no, 4. Oh, this one. Oh! Yeah, I should get that one.
내일도 좋은 컴.
Yeah, this one. Average a little under 2. Just that one, huh? Why do I have so many of her identities compared to everybody else? Or didn't you give around 200 Battle Pass XP if you do all 3? All 3. Oh. Yeah, I'm still stuck with Mirror at the beginning. I'm not sure. Oh.
실력 없으면 따라오지 마세요. 방해되거든요.
이 복도만 지나면 될 거예요.
225. Okay.
지부의 끄트머리에 도달할 수 있어요.
Ah, this corridor must be the last. Once we're past here, we'll reach the edge of the facility.
그곳까지 무사히
After you
도착해서
retrieve my precious items from there, I'll give you the ownership for the golden bow as promised.
찜찜하게 마무리될 것 같은데.
Feels like this is gonna end on a rotten note. You gonna be okay with that? Those terrorists really must have run off, seeing how none of them showed up.
계약의 내용은 연구실의 탈환이었습니다.
$750 crazy dollars. As part of the contract to reclaim the laboratory.
그래서 누누이 말하지 않았습니까?
That's why I kept telling. That's why I kept telling Mr. Donrang. When you draft a contract, you have to be meticulous and calculating, write it in a way that favors us. Let's get going. Fortunately, I didn't see any killing machines here. However, a couple of unwelcome figures appeared in front of us.
조심하십시오, 관리자님. 전방에 누군가 있습니다.
Be on guard, Executive Manager. Someone is ahead of us. Yeah, but they aren't holding any weapons.
무기는 소유하지
They
않았죠.
may be unarmed, but you are an incredibly weak and fragile civilian, Executive Manager. Thanks? Otis?
숫자 계산 안 되니? 딱 봐도 너희가
If you don't have the
압도적으로
bonus, it's 30 battle pass XP. That's roughly what I tend to get. Like I said, I'm still stuck on Mirror of the Beginning. Can't you calculate out numbers by a huge margin? Don't be a baby.
완니 지렁이들?
Here at last, worms.
그 기계에서 흘러나오던 목소리예요.
It's the same voice that played for the machines, and it's the same face we saw earlier.
또 하네요.
다른 조직원들은
Where are your other members? Senior researcher Ron.
그 난리통에 지렁이들까지 끌고 왔나
You
보네.
managed to bring more help in that mess. I see.
그리고 우리가
And
봤으면
put away
얼마나
that senior
벌써
crap.
무슨
We haven't even known each other for that long. Don't you see what's going
거야?
on?
다 대피했지.
They've all evacuated, and here I am, buying
열심히
time for
시간을
them.
끄는
That's interesting. We thought we stormed in unexpectedly. You know it, yet you knew it in advance and escaped.
너네가 지렁이라서 그렇지.
Because you're worms. Look at you, getting all cocky after receiving the best employee award.
한번 감히 우리를 잡으려고
Raiding
기세를
here,
훔쳐 들어왔잖아.
daring trying to catch us.
혀가 기네.
You got a big mouth. You think you're better than us?
네 말대로 숫자를
You're that number like I said. That Nogidors probably knows that you better surrender, eh?
내가 항복한다 치자.
Let's say I do. It's clear that you'll do with me. It's clear what you'll do with me.
나를 딱 죽지
You'll
않는
neutralize me and keep me barely alive,
반란 재생 앰플로
curing me with your flaunted generation ampules.
원하는 답을 얻을
Rinse
때까지
and repeat until you get the answers you want.
그럼 저희가 원하는 답을 한 번에 내주면
Sounds like a problem that can be prevented by giving us the answers right. See, I remember starting me out with non-mirror dreaming.
당연하지. 우리는 너희와는
Of
다르게
course you are, unlike you.
직접 주는 먹이만
We aren't
받아서
planning to live like
사는
roaches that
다
feed on
버리다니.
whatever is provided from above.
축구 성질도
This is like getting on my nerves.
아, 이제 놀아주는 것도
Whatever. I've had
질렸다.
enough of toying with you.
지금 뭐 하는?
What are you trying to?
그래.
That's right.
그렇게 당장
Show your
눈앞에서
curiosity only to
보여주는
what's
건
happening
싫고
immediately
그냥
before your eyes. That's how a researcher
그게
should be.
연구자의 선배.
Ron. With an ear-piercing noise, the building was engulfed in an explosion. All that remains is a charred stain. Ugh, that hurt a lot. Are you alright, Mr. Don Ring? I'm fine. Someone in Dante's party pushed me away as soon as the blast was heard. You know, the quiet fellow with intimidating eyes.
저도 구하려고
Must have been
했습니다.
Marisol.
다만 거리가 살짝
Have you met the
멀었을
barber?
뿐이고요.
Not yet. I assume you mean the barber of La Mancha land. I was going to do the same, but I was staying too far away.
아슬아슬했네요.
Ooh, that was close. After taking the impact for others, Don Quixote and Marisol had been flung all the way to columns supporting the building, their backbones fully exposed. Don Quixote in particular was impaled on a pillar.
망설임 없이 몸을 던질 수 있었던 건
It must be the faith that they will come back to life at any time that prompted them to jump into danger without hesitation.
어떤 마음이나 정각
Not out of any sort of friendship or affinity. Is that right? Don Quixote couldn't give any answers, whether due to death or the pointed edge stabbing through her mouth. Let's see. You know, I mirror the beginning, you just use the weekly bonus that refreshes every Wednesday. Yeah, pretty much. Marisol, you were alive? It was my directive to protect the manager and see that the company's mission is accomplished.
역시 그런
That
거겠죠.
must be it, yes.
편리하네요.
How convenient. You can recover your body without using regeneration ampules. I don't know, the ampule looks handier.
아 맞다. 슈레이는 씨도 괜찮으십니까? 다른 해결사분들은요?
Right, is Miss Shreen alright? And the other fixers? We're perfectly sound.
충격은
Your group blocked the blast for us, so we turned out fine.
그래서
That's why you haven't been taking the ampules. That clock had special powers.
맞습니다. 제가 철저한
Indeed,
검증과
after all, I
조사로
recruited them through
모셔오신 분들이니까요.
thorough screening and testing. I see. Well, darn, all the ampules are useless now. For some reason, Shreen lets out a defeated laugh and drops the ampules in her bag to the floor. It's true. For them, looking at it from a perspective that excludes me, this is certainly a convenient power. Fatal consequences can be reversed, and the only price is me having to bear the pain. Oh, wait. Is this really fine? Where does all this time to rewind come from?
시계 대가리 뭘 미적거리고 있어.
Clock face. Stop dawdle about. That yellowed-haired lass is dying. Early ravaged by the blast, Heathcliff pointed at Don Quixote.
이 돌려.
Hurry up and start it. This hurts an awful lot. On it. I meant dreaming, not beginning. Yeah. Beginning only has the first 3 cantos. Ow. That one stung.
위험인물 발견. 제 앞에
Here we go! Maybe not.
합격장.
대검 방어.
Barbara's a Kanto 7 enemy. Yeah, I know. I have been going up against some bosses from Kantos after what I'm on. One, 2, and 3. And just like that, it's staggered.
사냥 시작. 깔끔하게 몰았군.
I don't think he's saying he's gonna get his
제압할게요.
hit in. I was trying to come up with a pun for a painting related pun and came up blank. Like a canvas.
대검의 머리가 쪼개지지 않았을 텐데.
Uh-oh. Is the server undergoing maintenance right now? Oy vey. Well, it seems I'll probably have to call the stream here. As always, folks, thank you for watching. And peace.